I did not expect this much engagement when talking about Dr. Umar, but okay. So, Aza222 GP says, she says Sir Umar pushes down on white people to uplift blacks. Not sure if she's saying Kirk was speaking the truth about blacks, but not pushing down on them, just so they Black Americans, or maybe meant that the Black Americans specifically can stay down by calling them violent and lacking intelligence. Okay, I've done a few videos now. This is my third video specifically on Dr. Umar and Charlie Kirk. Okay, so what are my thoughts on Charlie Kirk? I did not really know Charlie Kirk before I found out about his passing. I may have watched an interview with him and Candace Owens about 10 years ago, but in the last 10 years, I have not checked out a single thing with Charlie Kirk. He just wasn't somebody I wanted to hear from, even when I was in my conservative vibe. Now that he's passed, and I'm seeing quite a bit of content from him talking about how, you know, anybody, if they're in a position and they're black, they're automatically a DEI hire, talking about how black women don't have the potential, the intelligence to process things, and that if we have a position, we're taking it from a white person. I don't agree with those stances at all. I think that those stances have no place in our society, you know, and it's honestly embarrassing that somebody would come to a public platform and say something like that. That said, I am not saying anybody should have harmed him in any way. Just because you say something I don't like doesn't mean that that somebody needs to hurt you. That's not at all what I stand for. What I am saying is that I absolutely agree that Charlie Kirk was pushing down on black people. And that's okay, maybe I'm going in circles here, but my main reason for addressing Dr. Umar's comments was one friend of mine in the comments had mentioned it, and so I went and looked it up. And I thought it's interesting that even though Charlie Kirk did not actively unalive a black person, he spent a good part of his career saying very negative things about black people. And he emboldened people to think and say bad things about black people. Because who knows who's listening to Charlie Kirk? It could be somebody who hires black people. It could be somebody who treats black people in a hospital. You never know, right? And so you never know how far-reaching his words could have been, which is why I have a very strong issue with Dr. Umar supporting Charlie Kirk and saying people shouldn't rejoice or people shouldn't laugh at or make fun of his passing. For me, I'm just discovering Charlie Kirk. Imagine all the people who could have been harmed by the things that he was saying. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell people they shouldn't celebrate. Do I think people shouldn't celebrate? Yeah. I don't really think people should celebrate. But would I come on a public platform and condemn everybody for doing so? No, I wouldn't. Especially as somebody who claims that they are pro-blackness and pro-Pan-Africanism and all that. I personally, if I was Dr. Umar, I would have kept my mouth shut and just kept on doing what I was doing. I wouldn't have addressed it. And that's really all I was saying, is I don't even think he needed to address it at all. So yeah, to be honest, I think that Dr. Umar and Charlie Kirk are kind of two sides of the same coin. They push down on the opposite race in order to uplift their own. And they say a lot of inflammatory things that I'm not even sure they even believe themselves, just to appeal to a certain demographic. And they live off of people's donations. I honestly think they're two sides of the same coin. And I think that might have been part of the reason why Dr. Umar was so quick to speak up in defense of Charlie Kirk. So hopefully that clarifies my thoughts.